They told you that money can't buy happiness. They whispered it in your ear throughout your entire education. It's a beautiful lie, isn't it? It's the anesthetic they inject into the masses to make the great harvest painless. Let's be honest. That phrase was invented by people who have everything, to ensure that you, who has nothing, stays quiet in your cage. In the Psychology 1884 system, we don't seek happiness. Happiness is a fleeting chemical spike for children. We seek sovereignty. And in a world built on capital, money is not paper. It is stored human energy. If your bank account is empty, it means you have no energy. It means you are a battery being drained by a system that doesn't even know your name. You aren't living. You are merely being kept alive to serve a purpose that isn't yours. Most people, the economic subjects, are breathing through a fragile connection controlled by the hierarchy. They are one layoff away from vanishing from the game entirely. Compare that to the sovereign. He doesn't just breathe the air, he owns the atmosphere. While the masses beg for a minor increase, a temporary stay of execution, the sovereign is deciding which industrial landscapes to govern next. In my opinion, the most terrifying realization you can have is that your freedom is currently a subscription service that you can't afford to renew. Look at the people around you. They are comfortable. They have their credit cards, their car payments, and their designer clothes. They look successful, but they are well-dressed dependents. They trade years of their existence for temporary symbols of prestige, unaware that they are being liquidated. This is the unspoken law of the latter. The participant uses money to escape the system, while the architect uses money to own the system. I remember sitting in a room with a man who made more in a single hour than my father made in a decade. He wasn't smarter. He wasn't luckier. He simply understood the savage architecture of capital. He knew that money is a weapon that never sleeps. Today, we stop being the prey. We are initiating a capital coup d'etat within your own mind. We are going to liquidate your excuses and replace them with a cold, clinical system for accumulation. If you think this video is about getting rich, you're still a serf. This is about the death of dependence. This is about ensuring that no human being on this earth ever has the power to tell you no. Part 1. The physics of the stored soldier. Every dollar in your possession is a soldier. He is silent. He is loyal. He never sleeps. And he is waiting for your command. The inferior man is a pathetic general. He has no strategy, no perimeter, and no respect for his troops. He sends his soldiers on pointless depletions every single day. He sends a battalion to the coffee shop to vanish for a caffeine hit. He sends a regiment to the mall to be liquidated for a pair of sneakers. By the end of the month, his entire army is non-existent. He stands exposed and defenseless in a jungle of predators, wondering why he feels vulnerable. He isn't broke. He is a failed commander who has sacrificed his own troops for a moment of dopamine. In our system, we don't call this spending. We call it strategic self-sabotage. To understand your financial waste, compare the disposable match to the eternal torch. The subordinate treats his money like a match. He strikes it. It burns bright for a second. A new watch, a night out, and then it is gone. He is left in the dark, shivering, reaching for the next match, forever dependent on the next paycheck to stay warm. The sovereign builds a furnace. He doesn't burn his wood. He uses it to build a structure that generates its own heat. He treats capital as a self-replicating force. He doesn't spend soldiers. He deploys them. He sends 10 men out into the market with one objective: capture 100 more. While the masses rest, the sovereign's assets are active, disrupting the market and securing new domains. He is not working for currency. His wealth is a systemic tool that is currently absorbing yours. Look at the middle class around you. They are obsessed with status signaling. They want to look like they have soldiers, so they buy the uniform, the luxury car, the designer bag, without having the actual army. It is a hollow victory. They are prestige addicts who have traded their freedom for a costume. You are superior because you have realized that true power is invisible. You would rather have an army in the shadows than a cardboard crown in the light. While the masses are flexing their debt, you are quietly fortifying your perimeter. You are learning the physics of accumulation while they are practicing the art of surrender. In my opinion, if you aren't treating every cent like a weapon, you deserve the leash that the world is preparing for you. Part 2. The Debt Collar. The invisible leash. Debt is not a financial tool. It is a systemic parasite. It doesn't consume your resources. It consumes your future. When you sign a loan for a car you can't afford, you aren't just borrowing money. You are liquidating years of your life that you haven't lived yet. You are sabotaging your own foundation just to display a temporary status. You are a financial captive who is busy decorating his own cage, unaware that the exit is being sealed from the outside. The subordinate loves debt because it provides the illusion of status. He wants to appear like a sovereign today, so he mortgages his autonomy for the next decade. He is a time thief who is robbing his future self to feed a hollow, fragile ego. To understand your vulnerability, compare the anchor to the engine. The inferior man carries an anchor. Every monthly payment, the mortgage, the student loan, the buy now, pay later, is a heavy link in a chain. The more he owns, the heavier the anchor becomes, until he can no longer move, no longer pivot, and no longer say no to a master he despises. He is anchored to a life he hates because he is terrified of the bank. The sovereign carries an engine. He has no debt, which means he has no friction. He is light. He is fast. He can move his entire army in a single night because he owes nothing to no one. In my opinion, if you owe money to a bank, you don't own your house. The bank owns you, and they are just letting you clean the floors until you fail. You are a tenant in your own life. Look at the high earners in your city. The lawyers, the doctors, the corporate managers. They drive the latest German cars, but they are terrified. Why? Because they are one missed paycheck away from a total social collapse. They are prestige addicts on a treadmill that never stops, running as fast as they can just to stay in the same place. They are high-status captives. You are superior because you have realized that true wealth is the absence of pressure. While they are showing off their leash, the luxury car, you are quietly buying back your life. You are choosing the shield of liquidity over the mask of wealth. Part 3. The Wealth Hierarchy. The Predator's Ladder. In the laboratory of capital, humans are categorized into 3 distinct biological classes. Most people spend their entire lives pretending this hierarchy doesn't exist. They call it inequality or bad luck. In reality, it is a ladder of intelligence and discipline. At the bottom is the victim. He is the prey. He spends more than he earns, fueled by cheap dopamine and high-interest debt. He is not a person. He is a statistical failure used to lubricate the gears of the elite. Then, there is the survivor. These are high-status captives we discussed. The lawyers, the surgeons, The mid-level managers. They have good jobs and nice houses, but they are merely hibernating animals. They have built a golden cage and convinced themselves they are free because the bars are polished. They work for the bank. They work for the tax man. They work for the appearance of success. They are stagnant. They have built a bunker, but they have forgotten how to build an empire. Next, the sovereign. He lives in the jungle. He doesn't want guarantees. He wants terrain. He doesn't save for safety. He accumulates for conquest. He views every dollar as a scouting party sent out to map new territory. While the survivor is looking at his benefits package, the sovereign is looking at his autonomy. In my experience, if you aren't using your wealth to move outside the reach of other men's whims, you aren't successful. You're just a well-fed pet waiting for your master to change his mind. Look at the middle class again. They are the most vulnerable species on the planet. They are the buffer zone between the elite and the destitute. They have just enough to be comfortable, but not enough to be dangerous. You are superior because you have stopped trying to fit in with the herd. You are climbing the ladder while they are busy comparing their lawnmowers and their children's grades. You understand that in the game of wealth, if you aren't the one looking through the scope, you are the one in the crosshairs. There is no middle ground. There is only the hunter and the harvest. Part 4. The Alchemist's Protocol. The death of consuming. Every time you consume, every time you click that buy button, every time you scroll for a hit of cheap entertainment, you are performing a voluntary blood transfusion. You are draining your life force and injecting it directly into the veins of the elite. Compare the mirror to the map. The subordinate lives in the mirror. He cares about how he looks. He buys the clothes, the car, and the lifestyle to reflect a version of success that the world told him to want. He is obsessed with his reflection in the eyes of the herd. The sovereign lives in the map. He doesn't care how he looks. He cares about what he governs. He is an alchemist. He takes his raw time, his lead, and instead of spending it on a lifestyle, he transmutes it into gold. He buys assets. He buys land. He buys the machines that produce the goods the mirrors crave. While the masses are busy decorating their reflections, the alchemist is busy redrawing the borders of his reality. He is superior because he has realized that the greatest luxury on earth is not a brand name. It is the ability to be invisible and invincible. I once knew a man who lived in a small apartment and drove a 10-year-old car while quietly owning the buildings his wealthy friends lived in. He was a financial ghost. He didn't exist in the social hierarchy, yet he controlled it. Today, we liquidate your ego. From this moment on, you are no longer a consumer. You are an architect. Every cent you possess is a brick in your fortress or a soldier in your army. If it doesn't build your power, it is a threat to your life. The world wants you to be a consumer because consumers are predictable. Consumers are weak. The transmutation of wealth. Before you leave this laboratory, you must understand the most dangerous law of capital. Money does not change you. It unmasks you. Wealth is a high-definition mirror. It won't make you a better person. It will only make you more of who you already are. If you are a coward, wealth will make you a paranoid recluse. If you are a fool, wealth will turn you into a global joke. But if you have the discipline of a sovereign, money becomes the fuel for your absolute transcendence. Do not seek wealth to fix your broken soul. Seek wealth to provide your soul with the power it deserves. In my opinion, The only thing more pathetic than a poor man with excuses is a rich man with no character. Wealth will amplify your brilliance, or it will highlight your rot. Choose your foundation carefully. If you are currently standing at the bottom of the hierarchy, your first job is to stop being nice to your excuses. The world does not care about your potential. It does not care about your intentions. It only reacts to your output. Liquidate your self-pity. Sacrifice your comfort. Enter the lab and start building the engine of your own autonomy. You must become the architect of your reality, or you will forever be a brick in someone else's fortress. There is no middle ground. There is no safety. There is only the decision to remain a part of the harvest, or to become the one who owns the field. Most people will close this video and return to their cages. They will forget the physics of the soldier. They will ignore the weight of the leash. And that is exactly how the system is designed to function. The hierarchy needs its base. However, for the few who recognize this frequency, for those who refuse to be high-status captives, your training has only just begun. We do not ask for subscribers. We look for architects. If you are one of them, you know what to do. The protocol is open. The lab is waiting. Stay sovereign.